Is this working? Uh-oh. 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 Okay, it works. Looks like it works. And Pensioner is already in chat. Hello. Just grab me coffee. Ah. Okay. Haven't used this setup for a while, so I was a little bit surprised to see that it still works. So, let's see what we've got on the desk today. We got this. This has been quite badly abused, this little machine here. There may be more wrong with it than you might immediately think, but can you spot what's wrong with this machine? Perhaps you can see why, if you have a look around the board, perhaps you can see why it might not work. I mean, that's essentially that MMU's been, that's more or less decapped. Wow. And here's Atari fan. Hi, Atari fan, how are you doing? So we can see that this machine here has got a destroyed MMU. So let's see if we can do something about it. And I'm just gonna what am I doing? Why did I come into here? Something I wanted to change. Oh yes, something to do with the cameras. Yeah. Turn that off. And and there we go. All right. So let's put the iron on. It's been a while since I last did a stream. I just find it hard to get the enthusiasm at the moment. I don't know why. It seems to be very quiet in the world of Atari these days, so yes, very quiet in the world of Atari. It's hard to maintain motivation, so we need some. We're going to need some sockets, we're going to need some other stuff. Get my tools. The gut wick finally turned up that I was waiting for from China. I'm completely run out, so that was never going to turn up. Got myself some new. This screwdriver doesn't need to be here. Got myself some new little tools. Amtech. Oh yes. Amtech. And these things, it's just from a local shop. Better than nothing. So, what am I switching on here? Wrong thing. So let's pop this thing off the board. So as yes, we can see that, whoa, I've lost focus. So we can see that the MMU is in a disgusting mess. And apart from the fact this board's missing a pokey chip, this is very obviously the prime reason that the machine doesn't work. It looks like they were going to take the MMU off the board for some reason. Maybe they were going to fit a some gadget. Oh, we've got a broken resistor next to the MMU as well. So there's lots to fix on here. I'm going to have to go up and get my donor boards here. Wow, somebody's really screwed this up. But anyway, we'll try and fix this and see what we get. There's a bit of Amtech flux on the board to just loosen this lot up. I think we'll have this off with a hot air. Oh. Yeah. Wow. What a mess. Alright, that last leg doesn't want to come out, so we'll have to take that out with the iron. So how's everybody doing? I hope you're all well. That's what's left of the MMU chip. How not to remove a chip. I wonder what the story was with this one. Add a little bit of solder to get the old stuff out. What looks to have happened here is that the person who worked on this previously managed to get most of the solder out of the holes, but was a little bit overconfident when it came to, oh dear me, was a little bit overconfident when it came to, there's still a bit of a leg in there, what a mess. Was a bit overzealous when it came to actually pulling the chip out of the board, and as a consequence ripped the chip in half. So let's hope that there was nothing wrong with this machine beforehand, and that it was just abandoned when the MMU was snapped in half. And if that's the case, it'll be a nice, easy fix. So I'm just going to wick all this away. Hope there aren't any broken traces. Okay, so that's what we've got now. Burned mess. Let's see if we can clean that up a little bit. I'll lose this because it's in the way. There we go, it's better. Oh, it's really been butchered, this board. Wow, what a mess. I'll be really amazed if there isn't some damage here. It looks pretty bad. Like it's difficult to see, but you can see the sort of white bits and the top of the board's being like hacked away, obviously by the heat. So we're going to have to make sure everything still pings out correctly before we go ahead and solder a socket in here. So let's see if everything's still connected. Right. That's good. Where are you? Where are you? Okay. So everything on the bottom side of the board seems okay. You need to check it for shorts as well, of course. Yes, that looks alright. The top doesn't look too bad. Oh dear me. Oh, what a mess. I'll check that there's no shorts either among adjacent pins. Just in the correct mode. Okay, so it doesn't look like anything's shorted to its neighbour, which is good. Let's go ahead and pull this resistor off as well. Okay, so we've got the resistor off the board. I'm going to have to find a donor board. Can't really be bothered to look that resistor up and see if I've got a spare. There we go. I'll get myself a donor. Both standing on the chair. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Oh, there's actually an MMU on this board as well, which I think I'll pinch. Handy. Very handy. So we'll have that. Thank you very much. And we'll have this resistor as well. There we go. Okay, and we need a socket. Animals, how are you doing? Hello to you. Oh, we're not getting the expensive sockets. Some cheap sockets. one socket. Do you still play Atari 8-bit games? Which lately? Which are your all-time favourites? That's an interesting question because I don't really play games at all. That's going to sound probably odd from somebody who's interested in Atari stuff, but yeah, believe it or not, I'm not really. I'm trying to remember the last time I played a game of any sort, even on the PC. I used to like Jeff Cramman's Grand Prix 4 on the PC. That's probably the last game I ever played, and we're talking about probably about 7 or 8 years ago. The last time I had that, it's not even on the PC anymore. On the Atari, trying to remember what I bought when I was a kid. Panther. I had Panther on cassette. And I could never get anywhere with that one. I had Ace of Aces on cassette, which was a pain because when you crashed, which you inevitably would pretty quickly, it took an age for the whole. It reloaded the entire game from start to finish from the tape, so that was just a miserable experience. What else did I have at the time? Recent games. I can kind of appreciate games. Like the recent games are pretty amazing. Some of them. I can appreciate them without actually playing them. I mean, I run them and I try them and I look at the demo mode and everything, but I've just got no skill whatsoever when it comes to playing games. What impressed me visually, well, obviously we've had Atari Blast recently. That looked good. That looked like the kind of thing I could probably play, but I've just got zero motivation to play games at all. I'll just look at them and think, wow, that's good. But as far as actually playing them, it just doesn't appeal. Even Grand Prix 4, which I used to play for like hours at a time, it just seemed, I just can't see the, it just seems like kind of a waste of time. I know it's entertainment, but I know it develops your motor reflexes and all that kind of thing, but for me it just doesn't do anything really. So yeah, probably a disappointing answer. I remember when I was at school, and I was about 15 or something, and I got the Atari, the first one, and obviously most of the kids had Commodores, and some Commodore kid was saying, well, you know, what games do you like? And I was like, well, I don't really play them, you know. Well, you got an Atari and you don't play games? Like, what? I just couldn't understand it at all. Of course, I was sitting at home messing around with BASIC and stuff. So, yeah, not much of a gamer, but I realise that's where the kind of meat and potatoes of the whole system is. But for me, it's applications and productivity stuff all the way. So what kind of games do you like anyway? Animals, what's your favourite game? What was your favourite game when you were a kid? And what kind of games do you play now? And what really impresses you about the on the Atari that's come out lately? I'm interested to know what you think. So we're going to solder this socket in and hope that there was no damage to these wires that I didn't spot. I should have put my glasses on and closely scrutinized it, of course, but you know. Yeah, that looks reasonable. What's this resistor for anyway? I'm interested to know where it's going. So it's where are you going? Looks like it looks like it's attached to a bypass capacitor. I don't know. Does it pull up or something? R15. Should have a look at the schematic really. Pensione likes Alley Cat. I'm gonna have to have a look to see what that one is. Oh, Alley Cat. Yeah. I have seen this one before. That kind of rings a bell. Well, I approve of the fact it's got cats in it. Anyway, that's good. I approve of that, definitely. But yeah, there's like, I don't know, so much to. I'm so completely fascinated by stuff that a lot of people find completely boring, like file system drivers and just the inner workings of the operating system and word processors and text editors and command line interfaces. That stuff's enough to keep me interested. I've got the wrong camera again. That stuff's enough to keep me interested. Got myself an early Christmas present as well. I was going to buy, I can't even remember why I wanted to buy another SSD now, but I was going to get another 120 gig SSD, and they're all the drives I've got are OCZ. Don't ask me why, but I was going to get another 120 gig drive, and then I noticed on eBay there was one. The price of 240 gig drives was more or less the same as the price of 120 gig drives about 6 months to a year ago. So I bought this for 35 quid. It's a 240 gig Vertex 3. I haven't done anything with it yet, actually. But they are good. I've got the 120 gig version of this drive. I know it's old. It's really old. But it's had not that much use. It's had about 3 or 4 terabytes written through it, I think, in all the time since it's been manufactured, which isn't too bad. And it's supposed to be significantly faster than the 120 gig drive, which I've got on the laptop. And that drive's pretty good. So I might actually put it in the PC. Let's see what happens. Right, so let's pop the MMU in. I've got a feeling this machine probably worked before it was messed around with. Otherwise, why would you even bother? I'll stick a porky chip in there as well. We'll find one that's got all the legs. getting short of these as well. Let's see if we get anything. I understand. That's a very interesting answer. Thanks. I have similar memories with Ace of Aces, a kid of 10. I was a hardcore gamer till like 30, but now I'm more like you. Favorite Atari games: Archon, Kickstart, and Zorro. Kickstart? I'm not even sure. I've heard of Kickstart. I'm not too sure that one rings a bell, but Zorro does ring a bell. And Archon, obviously. Yeah. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's an age thing. I know a lot of people my age still love to play games, but I don't know. I think if I was going to do anything with games, it would be write games rather than play them, if you know what I mean. Because I don't even particularly use any of the stuff I write either. I spend so much time actually working on stuff that I never get around to using it. You know, it's the act of actually creating things, which is an end in itself, if you like. If that makes sense. I wrote that word processor. I don't think I've ever used it for anything other than README files. But yes. Lost youth. Let's see if this works. Come on. Let's have a look. Oh, memory test. Oh, got some bad RAM. Hooray. At least we got a picture. Oh dear me. Oh dear. Bad RAM. So it's time to get the syscheck. Where's syscheck? And this board doesn't have 5 volts on the PBI connector yet, so we're going to take power from the joystick port. I can't remember which pin it is. Which one is it? It's probably that one. I'm going to take a gamble on that one. Hey! So we have, this is an XL, and we've got, oh, it's MT RAM. Oh God, MT RAM. Didn't notice it was MT RAM. So this could be any or all of the RAM actually. I know it's telling me that it's U10, but I should probably replace the whole lot. Really. Let's just let it run. See if this one actually gets hot. Some people are born creators, seem like you are one. That's actually a fortunate situation. Games are a big waste of time, honestly. That's kind of what I wanted to say. I didn't want to say that because you could probably say that watching TV and stuff's a big waste of time as well, or reading a book that doesn't actually impart any knowledge, or reading a book that's just pure entertainment, I suppose. But I'm not particularly good at just sitting around and consuming stuff. So yeah, I suppose they are a big waste of time. You could look at it that way. I didn't really want to. No disrespect to anybody who enjoys gaming, of course, because they do kind of develop certain skills, I guess. So let's have a look. Oh, we've got a phone call. Hello? Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. All right then. Right. Okay. Oh, good. Good. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes. And we're back. Thanks for making Atari still live, not only mechanically but also spiritually. Keep going them alive, says 123 Sen. Well, hear to that. Hear to that. So, oh damn, I turned this off. I meant to leave it turned on. I wanted to see if this chip was actually getting hot. It was just my father. He wants me to put his electricity meter readings on for him. It must be very difficult for older people who are suddenly confronted with this need to have almost everything paperless and online. See which one dries out first. Actually, U12 is drying out quicker than all the rest of them. Don't say it's U12 as well. Because I guarantee you what's going to happen here. I'm going to take U10 off, and then it's going to say U12 is bad, and then I'll replace U12 and it'll say U13 is bad, etc., etc. Could just be alright then. We'll take U10 off. Alright, yeah, U10. Okay. Try and do without breaking this cap. A bit of flux. My weird method of using the solder sucker. But yeah, I'm doing 2 vias at a time. And someone got in touch who wants a board completely socketed. I may have forgotten just how much work is involved in that when I gave an estimate. I did do a complete resocketing a while ago. If it all goes smoothly, I can kind of get it done in about half a day or so. But it's sort of high risk, you know. There we go. Maybe I have a weird technique, but by God, I get it done. Yes, I do. I'll give her a little clean up. I can guarantee that this will not fix it on its own. There'll be something else. Probably all of this MT RAM is bad and will require replacement. Not something I propose to do all at once tonight, but we'll see. did I get? Oh, did I put those socks back? Now that's optimistic. Optimistic, thinking I wasn't going to need a whole load of 16-pin sockets. Okay, not even worth checking the wires. It's all good. It's all good. This desk this desk's cled, as we say around this part of the world. It's cled, and that means it's full of junk. So what's everybody hoping to get for Christmas this year? I'm expecting a cold because I haven't had one for a while. And possibly, well, not be socks. I've just bought socks, so it's probably be underpants as well. Right, now we need some RAM. Oh, yeah, RAM. Find some RAM that isn't bad anyway. Oh, that's going to be fun. Oh. You really need to buy some known good RAM. I'll test what's here. Should really pinch some from a machine where I know the RAM's good for now. What's this stuff here? What's this stuff? Probably all bad. Let's try it. Let's give it a try. Oh, here we go. Ah, this doesn't look too bad. Are you going to make it to the end? Come on. Come on, and then I can have another cup of coffee and some biscuits. Come on. Come on. Testing the shadow RAM. Yes! Alright, so let's take this off and see if she boots. And seriously, where would we be without SysCheck? Where would we be without SysCheck? Now, this is seriously one of the best troubleshooting tools you were ever going to get. And I've got two of them, and I didn't even pay for either of them. Jürgen sent them to me because he's so kind and generous. And this is the second version and it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And Jürgen deserves credit for inventing this thing, because this would have been incredibly difficult without syscheck. I would have had to just replace ROMs and RAM at random. So it's really good. I recommend it highly, as I recommend all of Jürgen's stuff. And here we go, it is booting into BASIC, no problem at all. So there we are. That is how you fix a machine with a smashed MMU and a missing pokey. So what we'll also do to this machine is, of course, we'll add 5 volts onto the PBI and color onto the monitor jack, which I suppose we could do now before we wind up. But this is basically a fix. It feels good to have a successful video which didn't just turn into a miserable saga. Oh no, I'll leave that off because I'm going to put that wire on. Let's get me some wire. Some wire. Some wire. That'll do. Okay. So this is going to go from the back, isn't it the back? I can't remember. Is it the back of this resistor to down here? This is quite fiddly to do, actually. I'll remind myself of where this wire goes. I think it is the back. Yeah, it's the back. Of course it's the back. Yes, it's the back. Jesus. Sorry. It's going to be long enough to clear the shield. It's cutting it a bit fine, I think. It's got a longer bit of wire. I've got a second 800XL here as well, which needs to be looked at. And that one is in perfect cosmetic condition. This fella here, it's how nice is this one? Look, it's still got the protective film on the keys. How come I never get machines like this? Why is it I never seem to run it? Well, probably because I never buy any machines from eBay. But this this looks like new old stock, basically. It's absolutely mint. It's NTSC, I think. And just a bit of fading on the label. But it doesn't work. So, more MT RAM perhaps? I don't know. Maybe. Alright, that looks a bit better. It's got a little bit more wiggle room. So another Atari lives. So what seems to have happened with this machine is that I think somebody's tried to put an ultimate 1 megabyte in it. Gone ahead and done the MMU first. But although I don't know why would you give up if you break the MMU when you're putting an ultimate board in, because the MMU's no longer needed. So he broke the MMU and then immediately gave up and just cannibalized the Pokey chip. So that's interesting. Why? What was he trying to do? Why? Unless the MMU was supposed faulty. Well, it's certainly faulty now, isn't it? I mean, yeah. Technically, it was correct. So unless it was supposed faulty, and the idea was to replace it, but if it was, yeah, no, well, even that doesn't make sense, because if it was a faulty MMU and he broke it when he took it off, why would you abandon the job? Doesn't make sense. None of it makes any sense. This is really fiddly because they don't want so much wire that it gets in the way of anything to plug in. Very, very fiddly. I could have bent that wire a bit more. I'm going to do that. So here we're adding 5 volts to the PBI. Which is not present on all 800XLs. And now we can pop this back on. So with this in place, we should have. Jesus. Is this backwards? Yes. With this wire in place, we should be able to run syscheck without the little jumper wire. We'll just test that to make sure that that is the case before we do anything else. Make sure our jumper works. I'll turn this on. It works. There we go. 5 volts works. That's done. Next job is chroma. I saw similar damage after somebody connected a C64 power supply to the Atari. The MMU was completely broken. That's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea. So you think the MMU could have completely blown up? That kind of makes sense. The only thing that I noticed before I took this off was that quite a lot of the solder was gone. So whether this was destroyed before the attempt was made to remove it, or it was destroyed during the attempt to remove it. Why did they give up? Maybe they just lost interest. That seems to be the only possible explanation, that they just lost interest. I don't know. Strange. So, where's the Atari 800? I can't remember where this jumper goes. Atari. No. Brian's. Quick and easy. Atari 800XL. Quick and easy. That should be sufficient. Quick and easy video upgrade. There we go. So, God, the pictures are dreadful. Really bad. That's not going to be sufficiently long. It's going down here. It's down. there, isn't it? The corner, I think. The connection between those two components there, I think. So that not going to be long enough. And I need 100 ohm resistor. So it's going to go down here, along here, resistor, and about there. Should do the trick. Of course, the RAM was bad as well, but I can't really blame a C64 power supply for the bad RAM, because this RAM was just going to go bad anyway. MT RAM. So I should probably replace all of it. That would be more costly, and it's lasted this long. I don't know. Yes, I think that's the correct spot. Junction of R67 and R68, so I think it should be there. And R67, can't read it, but it looks about right to me. Let's have a look. Right, I'll tidy up. Done with my box of chips. And sockets. Yeah. Found it, put the promo wire on one of these old boards. Seriously? Yeah, let's had something soldered to it. That's definitely the one. That's definitely the one. Right. 100 ohm resistor. Right, we've got any 100 ohm resistors. Did I buy any? Should have done. Oh, I just happened to land on one there. I think it's 100 ohm. Oh, what's this? That's not. Didn't I not buy 100 ohm resistors? Jesus Christ. Wow. Strange. That's definitely a 100 ohm resistor. There we go. Shrink fit tubing. Where's the shrink fit tubing? There we go. Tin this little trap. And tin here a bit. And there we go. Right, flatten this out. In fact, we'll solder the wire on now. There we go. Tubing on that. Excellent. Tin this. We're on the home stretch. Not enough flux. Instantly a much better job. Okay. Slide that down there so it covers the whole thing. Very good. Hope and pray that this is going to reach. I think it is. Give it a little kink. These needle point pliers still aren't as good as my old ones. Not as fine. I'm disappointed. Okay, and you're on there. You're going to clear the shield just. Excellent. Flip you over. Put this away. Put this away. That's how confident I am this is going to work. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Switch on. We get colour, which we do. And it's not bad at all. It doesn't look too bad. It's quite nice. There's a cap that we can remove, I think. That might sharpen things up. Has this got that blurring cap? C56. Have we got C56 or have we not got C56? It doesn't tell you where it is. C51, C58. I don't think I've got C55. Jeez. C53. So where are we going to find C56 if it's on the board? It's bottom of a bank of resistors behind here. I don't think it's on the board. I don't think we've got C56 here. It didn't look like it. So that's probably, it's a little bit soft, but I think that's perfectly acceptable. I don't know what you think in chat, but that looks done to me. So we'll have a nice little tidy up, and I'll read the chat. Chat read. Okay, so now throw this RAM out. Throw this crap out. Is there anything else I need to test? Cartridges. I should probably test a cartridge before I declare it fixed. Let's do that. Yeah, cartridge works. Good enough for me. Oh crap. Check disk boot. Make sure that works. Oh shit. Be a good idea if I started this up first. Give the RAM a little bit of time to bleed away. There we go. Disk boot. Okay, that looks good to me. Fixed. So this one will go in the out pile, and we shall deal with the nice new looking one tomorrow. Get rid of all this crap. So nobody's getting anything for Christmas this year then. Damn, times are hard. Right. Come back. Come back. Come on. You can do it. Focus, you swine. Come on. That's completely bizarre, this. Right. There we go. Ugh. Right. We'll put this here, ready for... This 400 doesn't work. It's got a monitor jack on the back, which I've just fitted in the hopes that it is going to be fixed. I mean, look at the state of that CPU board. It does not inspire confidence. Anyway, so that is how we fixed an 800XL with a destroyed MMU. Not particularly surprising that that's the main reason that it didn't work, but it also had bad RAM, and once again SysCheck came to save the day and made life a lot easier for everybody. So thank you for watching, and thanks to everybody who was in chat, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.